Good morning, my lovely kiddos and my future mathematicians. Today we are talking about, grabbed the wrong color, 9.2b. We're going to be talking about our 30, 60, 90 special triangle. All right, so just like our 45, 45, 90 triangles, the 30, 60, 90 triangle is named after the angle measures here. All right, so we have three sides, just like with our 45, 45, 90 triangle. We have our long leg. We have our short leg. And we have our hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, the longest side, is across, not touching or furthest from our largest angle, our 90-degree angle. Our short leg, our shortest leg, is across from our smallest angle, that 30 degrees. And then our longer leg, but medium side, is across, not touching or opposite from our medium angle length, at 60 degrees here. All right, so if we want to go from our short leg to our hypotenuse, then we are going to have to multiply by 2. And if we're going to go backwards, if we're going to have our hypotenuse and then go to our short leg, then we're going to have to do the opposite operation. So we're going to have to divide by 2. All right, and then if we want to go from our short leg to our long leg, then we are going to have to multiply by the square root of 3. And just like the last time, we're going to reverse it as well. If we want to go from the long leg to the short leg, then we're going to have to do the opposite operation and again divide, but this time by the square root of 3. All right, so from the short leg to the long leg is root 3 times as long as the short leg, and our hypotenuse is twice as long as our short leg. So let's go ahead and dive into our examples here. All right, so for our first example, surprise, surprise, we are going to have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we have our 30 degrees, our 60 degrees, and our 90 degrees, and we have our side lengths of 5, K, and N. All right, so first thing we have to do is look at the side that has been given a number, that 5. And we have to determine whether that is the short side, long side, or the hypotenuse. If we look, the 5 is across or furthest from our smallest angle, that 30 degrees. So this is going to be our short side. Okay, so if we look at the cheat sheet, which is the chart that I just drew, I just put it on an index card as well. From the short side, we could either go to the hypotenuse by multiplying by 2, or we could go to the long side by multiplying by root 3. Let's start by going to our hypotenuse by multiplying our 5 by 2. Okay, our hypotenuse is our longest side, or across, not touching, or furthest from our 90-degree angle. So our K is going to be our hypotenuse. So we are going to take that 5 and multiply it by 2 and find that our hypotenuse is 10. And then to solve for n, or our longer side, we're going to have to take our short leg here and multiply it by root 3. So we're simply going to have 5 root 3. All right. Next, for number 2, we are going to have this right here. We have our 30 degrees, we have our 60 degrees, and we have our 90 degrees. This time we are given the side lengths of y, x, and 42. Again, we're going to determine whether that 42 or our number is our short leg, long leg, or hypotenuse. We can see that this 42 is across, furthest from, or not touching our right angle or our largest angle. So this is our largest side or our hypotenuse. Okay, so I bring back our little cheat sheet here, and we can see that the only place that we can go from the hypotenuse is to our short leg by dividing by 2. Okay, so we're going to take this 42 and divide by 2 to get to our short leg, which is across or not touching our 30-degree angle, or in this case, x. 42 divided by 2 is 21. And then to go from our short leg to our long leg here, again, looking at our cheat sheet, we're going to multiply by root 3. So we take our short leg of 21 and we multiply it by root 3. And then this third example is the most challenging here. Again, we have our 30-degree angle, our 60-degree angle, and our 90-degree angle. We are given the side lengths of x, n, and 6. So again, looking at our 6, or the side with a number, we have to determine whether that is our short leg, long leg, or hypotenuse. We can see that the 6 is across from, farthest from, or not touching our 60-degree angle, which makes it our long leg. Okay, so pulling back up our cheat sheet, from our long leg, we can go to the short leg by dividing by root 3. And this is the most challenging situation here. Okay, so to find our short leg, which is across from our 30-degree angle, or this x here, we're going to take our 6, our long leg, and divide it by root 3. But just like we did with the 45, 45, 90 triangles, we cannot leave the radical in the denominator, so we are going to have to multiply by root 3 over root 3, our fancy 1. Okay, and then we multiply straight across. So 6 times root 3 is going to give us 6 root 3. And root 3 times root 3, we can approach one of 2 ways. Either we can think of root 3 times root 3 and get root 9 and then do a factor tree and then pull out a 3. Or we can think of root 3 times root 3 as root 3 squared, where we know that the square root and the squared cancel, just giving us that 3. Either way, we just have 3. But of course, there's one more little challenging step here. We notice that the coefficient 6 and our denominator of 3 can be reduced by a factor of 3. So 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. That root 3 stays. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1, which I could put here, but just anything over 1 is going to be our numerator anyway, so we would not have to. So that was our short leg, 2 root 3. And then to get from our short leg to our hypotenuse, we are going to have to multiply by 2. So we take our crazy short leg, 2 root 3, and we multiply it by 2. Now, the exact same thing that we did last Monday here in 9.1a. First thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply our coefficients. So 2 times 2 gives us 4. And then our radicals here. So root 3 times our invisible radical here that we'll just put in place of 1 will give us root 3. Okay, so n is equal to 4 root 3.